And today, instead of our normal live, I've come to Tile Style to chat with Jacquiline Walsh about everything that you need to know for your home when buying tiles.
Hi Denise.
So Jacqueline, you stock an amazing range of tiles here in Tile Style. Could you give us a little overview of what you stock, some of the brands and some of the things that people could look out for when they're coming here?
We stock or supply a huge amount of different types of tiles, so anything from your small, tiny little micro mosaics to large format, 3.2 metre slabs, natural stone. We do and cement and caustic tiles, handmade tiles, glass, mirror, pretty much everything you can think of.
Amazing range, and really it's so evident here when you walk around, and I think what's great for people to be able to see the tiles in so many different ways. You know, you've got fabulous displays, bathroom setups, so it's great for people to give them a flavour of how to even mix some of these beautiful materials that you have to offer. And just then, Jacqueline, for people who are looking at buying tiles, can you kind of highlight for them some of the common pitfalls that people make and how they can avoid making those mistakes?
Well, I suppose, Denise, one of the probably most common things we come across is under-ordering of quantity of tiling and delays on site because of that. So I suppose the best thing to do is, if you have a contractor involved, a builder or a tiling contractor, is that you ask them to confirm the quantity of tiling that they'll need, including the waste that they're going to use. It'll always depend on the size and shape of the room and their layouts, and even the particular type and size of tile that you're going to use. If you don't have a tiler readily available, or a builder, measuring tape, and throw a measuring tape on it and do it a few times and get somebody to double check it and talk to us about the advice on the wastage for the particular type of tiles that you're looking at, and we'd be happy to help.
That's great advice, Jacqueline, because I guess it depends on the type of tiles that you're ordering, how much wastage you need to allow for. So wonderful that you guys will be able to help people who are not working with contractors to work out the areas to make sure that they order enough. So something else which is really important when you're choosing your tiles is the grout that you choose to complement those tiles. And actually the grout that you pick can make or break your bathroom scheme. So can you just outline for us the different types of grouts available?
Yeah, when it comes to grout, Denise, really it should be a choice that's made here when you're selecting the tiles, or before obviously the fitting is done. It should never be left to be a choice of the person who's fitting them on site, because their taste is going to be different to yours, and I suppose the look that you want to achieve overall is potentially the look you saw in the showroom here, or you might have some other ideas. We see at the moment a lot of interest in using colour grout, so even maybe like a monochrome look with a plain simple white cost-effective tile with maybe black grout, or we're seeing a lot of coloured grouts come through, so pinks and blues, greens, bright oranges on black backgrounds, and just really unusual colours. But the grout is extremely important to the overall look of the tile. I suppose Porcenosa, one of our brands here, have gone as far as manufacturing their own grouts to complement their range of tiles. They've a certain kind of colour palette across their company, and their grouts complement those colours as well. So again, it's always better to ask, and don't always assume that the grey grout that the tiler might pick, or a generic grey grout or a generic cream grout, is going to work with the tile that you've picked. So always ask for the advice.
That's fantastic advice, Jacqueline, and I think it's so important, don't leave the grout to chance. It's not something that you want to let the contractor or the tiler pick. This is something that really should form part of your colour palette. And I guess the same goes for silicones and trims. These are other really important considerations. So can you just give us an overview of what the options are here?
Yeah, Denise, so again, the silicone is as important as the grout, and boring and all as it is, it's part of the overall fit out. You'll end up having an element of silicone along your chair shower tray joint or your bath, internal joints in the bathroom as well. So if you can get a silicone that's going to match your grout, then you will definitely get a better overall look. And in terms of tile trims, again, really important to make sure you make the right choice. We have some clients who want a very minimal look, very slim, sleek trim, and other clients who want the trim to stand out, maybe on a feature of boxing in a shower or whatever, elements like that. The tile trim as well will always be probably driven by the brasswork that's used in the bathroom. So we see at the moment popular finishes like brushed brass, brushed black, chrome. Traditionally you would have had old white PVC trims in bathrooms. White trim is actually quite popular as well at the moment, but powder coated metal trim in a very kind of sleek environment could look really cool.
So the other thing that makes a massive difference in your bathroom are the grout joints. So this is how far apart your tiles are spaced from each other. And even from a maintenance perspective, the narrower you make these joints, the better. So not only is it going to look better, but just in terms of cleaning and keeping the bathroom looking its absolute best, it's better to keep these as narrow as possible. So Jacqueline, what kind of advice can you give people when it comes to just making sure these grout lines are as clean as possible?
It's better to look for the advice on the particular tile that you're after, because if you're looking at a very sleek slim joint, 2mm anyway is the requirement, but if you're fitting a natural stone or an encaustic cement encaustic tile or something that's supposed to look handmade, then a 2mm joint might not work. So it's always probably case by case basis.
So Jacqueline, I guess the other thing where we've seen massive innovation in recent years is with wet rooms. So, you know, historically these used to be, I guess they would scare a lot of people in terms of putting them in. You need people who are very familiar with laying these kind of showers, but there's such an amazing feature in a bathroom. Can you chat to us about the products on the market that are available now?
Yeah, so traditionally I suppose wet room setup would have been more of a commercial kind of leisure fitness kind of scenario, an open plan shower room, and over the years they've kind of evolved from being an actual wet room at home where your entire bathroom is purposely gets wet, to having divisions in the room with maybe fixed glass screens and keeping it a little bit more contained and making it the smallest room in the house into an actual wet room. We have seen a move from the traditional centre kind of grate in the middle of the floor to very sleek linear drains that can be visibly stainless steel or a glass, or can be tiled so they're virtually invisible. I suppose aside from that, there is the option, if you're not a fan of the full wet room, or you're not comfortable with having a wet room maybe in an older period style house upstairs, you could look at a slate effect tray, or a tray that's going to kind of sit in with the colour of the floor tiles that you pick. I've mentioned already, Porcelain, they're quite innovative with their product, and they've only recently launched a tile, basically a tile effect shower tray, so you can get your shower tray digitally printed with any of the Porcelain tile range, so your shower tray fits in almost perfectly with the floor tile that you're using from their range. So again, just another wet room solution that kind of keeps the whole floor looking seamless. A lot of clients don't particularly like mosaic, but you generally need something small to be cut to fit the falls in the floor. We can cut tiles down into strips as well for clients and offer more of a bespoke solution as well, as an alternative to mosaic if it's needed. Another very cool idea is a product called Shower Deck. So it's basically like a preformed shower tray, and you can fit timber tiles across the tray, and then have the very last tile loose, which can be removed, and you've access to the drain there. It just gives a very cool shower deck ship deck effect to the floor, and again you wouldn't know that there was any sort of drainage there at all. It's all hidden, so it looks very sleek.
And finally, Jacqueline, just with the range of tiles that you supply here, are there any new and innovative products that you're really excited about?
Yeah, Denise, like the last few years, large format slabs have been a major product we see every year. This is traditionally has always been a very exciting time of the year because the Italian and Spanish manufacturers all attend their fairs. Obviously this year it's going to be a bit different, it'll probably be a virtual one, but they design and launch all of their new products at this time of the year. So we see large format slabs of around 3.2 metres in size, and their printing has it's amazing now. The replication of natural stone is fantastic. The likes of Florum and Ital, they're just fantastic. But we also, I suppose, Mutina, who are an Italian, very niche, cool brand, have just launched a very colourful new range, and from an innovation point of view, they steer clear of the mainstream kind of traditional classic looks and go for very edgy designs, almost like brick type product that they've launched only recently, and they always have something new coming out. And we're seeing a lot of tubular effect tiles, 3D tiles as well, and Crayon are launching another product in the next couple of months that will be, it's a solid surface type material, but it's going to mimic all sorts of other material like timber and fabrics and linen. So it's always exciting to see what they come out with. But yeah, every couple of months all of our suppliers are always coming up with something new, so it's always a bit hard to try find the space in the showroom, big and all as it is. But yeah, very exciting things to come.